Alright guys, we are now back, so welcome back guys to DG8C, Purple Deluxe back again, and in this episode of Mario Kart Deluxe Broken Breaks Live and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, we're going to try to make sure New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe the gameplay is a little bit better than it was last time and the night before. Let's try to make that better, but anyways, Mario Kart Deluxe Worldwide Races like always, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, it will be Soda Jungle, trying to just beat more levels of it, and the one that we're on right now. So, after we get done with Feeling Salted and Scary Story, we have a really serious topic I need to talk about. This is for, I know something happened today, and this is why I'm waiting to put this new policy in place, but as of today, at about 11 o'clock a.m., well, I think it was around, no, it had to been probably around 11 o'clock. It was like all different. But, as we found, we'll talk about after Feeling Salted kind of a scary story, so make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and now we're going to get to Feeling Salted. Like always, guys, he's not to harm anyone emotionally, racially, or sexually. If he does any of that, I'm not going to be putting up with it. So, without further ado, please welcome Feeling Salted. Here we go. Okay, Google. Could I please talk to Feeling Salted?
Welcome back to Feeling Insulted with my British accent. I knew you'd come back for more insults. Shock me, say something intelligent.
Oh, well.
Can we both admit that you like being insulted? How about one more insult?
No.
Womp womp, you're getting out. Come back again if you dare.
Alright, now we got that taken care of. We're now going to get to the scary story. So, without further ado, please welcome the scary story. I'm hoping if you get nightmares, do not be complaining. I don't want any complainers. Oh. Alright, so, let's get a scary story, shall we? Okay, Google. Tell me a very scary story.
Did you hear the urban legend about the water spiller of '96? So I have a friend who has this uncle that knows a guy that was there when this happened. Apparently, some maniac went rogue in a Circuit City and started spilling water on all the electronics. It was a massacre. The scary part is, they're still out there.
Alright. So, I don't know if I told you, but we had a little bit. Remember that one stream I did back in September, in like the last school day of September? I told you how this one, I'm not going to mention any names, but that we had a student today, and this is the second time this year that this happened. This is ridiculous. September, and here we are in January 2019. And what happened is that we had a kid that wanted to work on homework. We had 5 minutes before class started, and and then the girl that I told you pushed it over and said, "You shouldn't be working on at school." And then she kind of like got mad at her. The girl sitting right next to her on the left said, "Quit bossing people around." And out of nowhere, I did not expect her to do this. She said, and I quote, "I'm not bossing anybody around. That we have like these, they're like older desks." I don't know how she did it, but she gets like under like the thing and boom. And our career teacher saw there's this place called Pat Ford that comes in on Thursdays. The guy's telling, I'm bad right now. He's probably telling him that story. And I mean, the whole class, I mean, and we have a high school division head. She was like on the ground, and the IT had to come in. the class right next to her, they had to go to the high school division head's room while it's happening. But anyways, I think one girl saw that this girl actually hit the high school division head somehow. I don't know how she did it, but that's really, really disturbing. I mean, for me, I just, you know how much money we spend to go to a school like that, and then you waste time? I mean, just think, next week, we're going to have to do exactly, because I'm hoping there's going to be like a contract set. I don't know. I mean, that's, and here's the new policy about that. This, like I said last time, I said if it happens again, I'm going to have to put this new policy in place. And guess what happened? Yep. From now on, whenever this stuff happens, I will talk about it. I don't mention names. That's one thing. I don't mention any names because I don't want to offend anybody. Because if I do offend you, that's your time to just deal with it. Because I'm not going to be putting up with it. But anyways, it's really shameful to have to listen to these kind of people. It's like, I mean, that's why I wanted to stream, because even though last time I was kind of brought down because I had never seen her do that before, and now y'all like, not again. And I was trying to hold on to another desk to make sure she doesn't flip over another one. And I was like trying to guard, I was like, I mean, that's when I got out of the way. But I was trying to catch it. I was trying to like be like the tough guy. I'm like, I had to step in, like, I was like trying to guard the desk, make sure it didn't go down too. Luckily, I caught it, but I was like, just put it on the ground. And that's what she just got over to the shirt, going to bed. In 5 minutes, I mean, that's the one problem. I mean, you're, hold on a minute. We got anything? Then I'll start back up again. We're back. Alright, so apparently we had some technical difficulties, but now we're good. So, like I was saying, I'm not too happy at her right now. That was kind of traumatizing. After, as you know, I kind of, because if there's something that I don't agree with, I don't go that far. I mean, that was a little bit more extreme in my life. But I'm like, look, if I have to get on you, that's because I expect better of you, and that's why I have to get mad. I mean, that's I'm like doing stuff like that. That wasn't like, oh, no, but you were kind of like invading me. I don't know how it all turned out, because, you know, why am I talking about this? I don't mention names, but you know who I'm talking about. Just make sure I don't like, and if someone gets on, well, guess what? You're not, this is the owner of his channel, but you're you. Me. Because someone probably, like if Sammy comes on here, I'll be telling her, so. My stream is 5 frames per second. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do about that, because I try to put it at 1080p. Or make it, I think it's just my internet that's the problem. So, if you're wondering, I mean, I hope this doesn't happen again, because this is the second time this year that this has happened. It happened in September on that one Friday. Now, I think it could happen. Who knows if it's going to happen again? Do I want it to happen? No, because it just, like the first 2 periods, I was like, with the next, I was just, it was like my brain was kind of like fried, I would say. I mean, if it gets, I mean, that was just, I mean, She is risking being laughed at for the rest of her life. I expected better because she's 17. If you, like, okay, we have this thing called summer work, and when they usually come in when yeah. Because I didn't do any. Well, no offense, because don't get anyone gonna know. I'm not a big fan of the condition that the West End is in right now. For two reasons. One, there's too much crime down there. And one, I feel bad for some of the people that have to live down there, the good people that live down there. I'm not a big fan of those. There are good people that live down there that have to live with it because they don't have anywhere else to live. I understand that, but is it acceptable to be going around and knocking on people's doors and when they open it, yeah. With a gun at their face? No, you just that's not just. I would say it's a lot more unintelligent than it is bad. I mean, there's just too much stuff happening in this world. I mean, for example, Cortez. Cortez, for example, I'm not a big fan of Cortez because she is a creepy head, and I mean Cortez is a creepy head. I mean she is a creepy head because creepy heads don't really use common sense. Because one, they don't have a brain like Ocasio Cortez does. One, they're usually on the left, so and that's why I didn't go because. Okay, you know, I kind of like going to MAGA because this year Thanksgiving I might be bringing a MAGA hat with me. I don't know. Or I'm probably going to be wearing a Trump shirt because that's one thing. Wearing a Trump shirt don't feel good. And I say, no offense to anybody. No offense. If you do get offended, that's your time to deal with it because I'm not here to deal with your problem because I'm not your mom. I mean, I'm a regular human being, and I don't want to be like, oh, good. It's like I don't want to be like accused of like. If I see something that's out of place, research it for yourself. Don't be like going, oh my God, it's so really bad. It's like, who cares? I mean, I could care less. I mean, do I care if you're going to complain for 7 hours? No, I could care less. Because why would I care less? Oh, I'll tell you. Because of this little thing I would like to call common sense. I know some people that don't use that kind of stuff. But I really wish they would because I'm just saying, if you get caught by not using common sense, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't have to. If you do something wrong, why would I want to feel sorry for someone that just causes, I have this thing called the D-R-A-N-A-M-E-T-E-R. Drawnometer. It's skyrocketed around 11 o'clock today. I mean, it was off the charts. I mean, I think I went around to like 100. This was a record today. I mean, I hope they can figure it out. Like, put some cameras in there so your parents can see what goes on. It's like, and when someone, you have a button like when someone is about to start doing a bit, that's when you should do it. You should hit a button and then do it. I recommend it because we have so many people that don't know how to behave themselves. Because that's more than a detention. That's more like, that is very close to expulsion. There's one infraction to it. There's the infractions, the detention, the in-school suspension, and then there's the, what do you call it? Expulsion. Near to expulsion or then expulsion. That means you're out, you're not coming back. Once they're, because it's like, You know, I mean, if you don't like it, then just don't. Just do something intelligent. I mean, just use common sense. She did. That wasn't common sense. What the? I mean, those things. That's not. She did it in 8th grade before I was here. I never got to see that because I bet it's painful to have to replace them. Oh, I mean, they're old. They're very old desks. They've been around for quite a while. I bet because those things they can be heavy. I mean, I think next year to prevent that. I mean, after that, that's when they should replace her. But once she's not at school anymore, they should say, okay, let's replace the desk. Because what they should have done, they should have said, okay, here, you do that, you get in. There are 3 options you get if you do that. One, you get 5 days of detention, 6 days of in-school suspension, or possibly a limited expulsion. That means you don't come to school. That means you're expelled for a week. You can't come to school for a week. That means you're not allowed to come to school. But in suspension, there's like in-school suspensions. I think a regular suspension, that's pretty much an expulsion because that means you can't come to school at all. I mean, I don't know how the whole system works. I mean, I'm familiar with some of that stuff because I actually predicted. If you remember, I back in like the what was it? I actually told you guys that I thought, and I predicted I was right that they were going to do it, and I was like, thank you. Thank you. I mean, it's been a long 2.5 years, and I thought she would learn. She did this in 9th grade, she did this in 10th grade, but I think that there's like a triangle between, there's 3 girls, there's a triangle. I think what the problem is that what she's doing, she's actually kind of, I don't want to offend anybody, but she's kind of scaring this, going to go with the oxygen tank. If you know who I'm talking about, I mean, I really feel for you because you're going to have to deal with this for another year if you come back. But I'm gonna say this, but you need to come up with something to make sure the desks, they can be movable, but they can't flip over. And you need to have a sensor that says if you're gonna flip over a desk, that camera goes on because they need a camera like to know, oh, you're doing that, and yeah. I mean, there's so much drama. I think this year it's skyrocketed, but there's no way to punish it. I mean, I'm glad they have the referral system, but there needs to be more things like give them like 6 days of in-school suspension. But if they do something real extreme, like that kind of offended me. I mean, I'm just gonna stay clear of her because that distracted me. And it was like the one that lives over here. I bet he's gonna. I'll be telling his special. Like, oh my goodness, really? I mean, twice this has happened this year. And I mean, why does it happen so much? I don't know. I think it's just the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. And I mean, that's one thing because you have to. Most of you know what I'm talking about because I mean there's just something about this. I mean that's because if I can come up with something and just put some cameras around. I mean you need like one in every classroom in the high school. I mean that's where it is. And all those younger kids. There were kids, I saw one kid who walked by and they were walking with someone and they were laughing. They were laughing their butts off. And they were like, what the heck? I mean, they probably were thinking the same thing. I was like, really? They probably were thinking the same thing I was thinking. Like, what the heck are you doing? The entire class, every student in that class was disrupted. that kind of just brought my day down. I mean, but the worst part is that how are we going to punish these kids? I mean, if there's anyone watching right now from school, you need to we need to have like how can we figure out to punish these kids? If they're, I can't do anything about it because I'm not sure. But you should agree with me because, I mean, I've been around this stuff. I mean, the more you do this, I mean, other kids are gonna think the way you're acting. They're gonna, like, if a little kid sees that, they're gonna be traumatized. You're actually traumatizing young minds to actually one day when they get older, around your age, guess what's probably gonna happen? They're gonna learn from you, and then someone say, I'm not acting like her, because who wants to act like her? She flipped over her desk. But sure, I don't know how a desk could be that easy to tumble over. I mean, they're not hard to tumble over at all. I've seen them go over before. I think they need to just replace all the desks the year after we graduate. Just get rid of all the other ones. Get some new ones in. This goes for all the high school, all the middle school. They should all be replaced because things are not going very well. There's no way to punish these kids. Yeah, I'm glad we have the federal system, but that's kind of not enough. We need more ways to punish the people. Well, I mean, it almost hit the poor guy in the face. I mean, he was pretty unhappy at her. He was like, oh my goodness. I mean, because she's just lucky that someone did not like tell me how to have that. That would be awful. We couldn't even like. I mean, first and second period, she was good, but it all took a turn. Like, you know, if you go watch the Joplin tornado, how it went from like a tiny little rope tornado to like a huge quarter. That's basically what she did. She turned into like a F5 tornado, no, an F4 tornado. But here's the thing. I looked at the Vinyl Point Superstorm, you know, made it because I think I mistracked it. It was not an F5, it was an F4. The wind speeds were almost F6. If there was an F6, it would be almost F. Winds were, I think they are 300 miles per hour. That F4 tornado went to 300 miles per hour. But it didn't go through Vinyl Point. It went, but I would say it was a partial tornado warning. This was before they had all the technology back then, but the whole part of Jefferson County was under a severe thunderstorm warning, but it only went under a partial tornado warning for like 3 minutes until they realized it was going too fast, and it was already, it was like in Indiana, but it freaked out a lot of people. Like in the, I mean, if you went up in some of those really tall hotels, you could see that big, giant, mile-wide F4 tornado. I mean, this is 2004 when this happened, so there wasn't many ways to text your... That was before the days of technology, like when Facebook was, like, first started. And do I remember, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make... I realize, yeah. My point is where World War is, but it's in that dimension, because what I try, I don't like getting caught, so I just renamed it out because it's a remapped version of WoW. That's what this is. People, I mean, I've gotten people to say, oh, you're confusing me. Like, well, I don't know what to do for you because I don't put up with complainers. 2, they're kind of obnoxious to deal with anyway, so why? But what's really the point of having to deal with them because they're just so stick. I went on for a rant in like late May about how I feel about complainers. Are they annoying? Yeah, pretty much. They can be annoying. But I try to stay out of all the drama because it gives me a headache. Plus, I kind of have a headache right now just thinking about it because it's like, one, just looking at her is really just changed my opinions. It made me really think, well, well, let's say she did this on a job. Say she did it on a job. That'll be the last job she would ever have. That would be it because employees, they don't want to listen to that. They just want to do what they do. They don't want to have a person like that. They want to have a good person, a good role model in our community. But sadly, that doesn't happen. That never happens because there is that one person out there that likes to, how should I say this in a nice way? All this trouble, that's how nice as I can get it. And according to my dranometer, because I have it here, but I haven't went to being at school at 12. But I set it up. It's like a thermometer, but I call it the dranometer. Dranometer. Because it needs to, I mean, it will detect, if it's something like that, like what it does, it does it by damage. It does it by how much of the class was disturbed, and then it gets a rating. Like kind of how tornadoes get a rating, same way. That's because like when the superstorm happened, what happened was, the story I heard, that I remember hearing was complete false. It was actually during Hurricane Charlie, there was another spirit front, and the Gulf one took the hurricane stuff into the severe weather front that made like killer tornadoes to happen. And quite a few cities got killer tornadoes that day. Georgia Freeway area, that's where that tornado was. It was like going northeast. So I know it did go through, it was like going northeast. It was like it came east, and when it came to Vinyl Point, something just shifted it up north. So it did go across the river. It like really tore up, really messed apart I-64. This is back before Lincoln, because what they did, when they bought one of the new bridge, it's actually two bridges. What they did is they modeled the Milton-Madison Bridge. That's the story I know, because they realized they wanted to be twin bridges, because the existing one what they did, they built them side by side, and they just got rid of the other one. They got rid of the Kennedy. And they called it the Vinyl Point Twin Bridges, so Vinyl Point doesn't have a Kennedy anymore. They got rid of it because they thought, why would they need it? Because you're gonna have two twin bridges, so why would you need it? Because what I remember is they tore it down right after the bridges were complete in like 2016, I think it was, right around the time that it was sometime around 15, but I didn't know about it until 2018. I thought the map that I was still seeing was the 2013/mid-2014. So like summer 2014 is the latest one. It was like anywhere from 13 to 14, but back then, back 2015, I think that what they did is that they shut down, they built the first one, the northbound lanes, and they have one lane southbound, 2 lanes northbound. And then they were working on two of them at the same time, and then what they did, because they closed the northbound lanes, so they shifted them onto the southbound bridge. And then so you have 2 lanes of northbound, same as you had before. The one they kind of want to keep it the same, because I don't know how they did it. I think they did 2 lanes both ways because they had enough room. Because it was 3 lanes but the bridge was wide enough to carry have 4 lanes. That's what I think they probably did. They had 4 lanes going each way, and it was kind of crowded for several months. I mean, rush hour came to like a standstill because I remember going through there, and like it was like construction everywhere, just a mess. I mean, there was like roads, like it was like you were. I mean, in order to get off, you would have to go around in this big giant circle just to get off this ramp, go under the interstate, get back on, and go off. Because they had it all messed up, and now you just, it's like you get on, then like the dispatchers do like this thing, and you get off. That's what I think they originally did, because I don't know, that's what I heard. I do remember, because that really caused some problems one time, because what I remember is that Wild Point's been known for their traffic problems, and that's the same route that I'm working on right now. And what I'm thinking is that they should have that bridge should have been there, because the Kennedy, they had to completely tear it down. I mean, they tore it down once they got the first bridge. That was the northbound lane. That's when they did the demolition thing. When they decided, hey, that's when they put some like diamonds. What they did, they had to completely close those 2 bridges. And they told you that if you're going across, just go. I mean, the east end was already complete. It was completed around the same time, but because they built it, so it would be finished at the same time that the Vinyl Point Twin Bridges were. I think one's the Vinyl Point Twin Bridge, the other one's the new Kennedy Bridge. The old one, they got rid of it, and then they built the new one. Because I mean, that took them a lot of work and a lot of stress and a lot of work just to get it finished. And through all types of weather, because Vinyl Point has all types of weather. They have tornadoes. I mean, their weather is a lot stronger than it is here, because I remember they had an F4. Usually, it doesn't go through the city. Just in rural areas, west. I mean, if you go like in the West Petrie Plaza or somewhere like something really tall, it was like on Casino on 9th Street. That's where you're gonna find a lot of that naughty weather. Because I don't know what it is, but when I was there 2015, early 2016, that is when they were working on that bridge. I mean, they were trying to like reconfigure all the. I mean, they had it all like they would have this ramp, because I know they still have it. Like if they need to close it down, they would make the other section 2 lanes. Because with these new ones, they actually have electronic lines. The lines are like light up, and the road is really like, it's actually a screen. And then what they did, so you're actually driving on this asphalt screen. Like it's like clear asphalt, and then the screen is right under the asphalt. And it's actually, so if you need to make repairs on it, you could. And they had to do that, because anytime they have to work, they have to shut one bridge down, they will. Because I mean, they had to do that a couple times just to get like inspections. What they would do is they have to inspect these things, because after when they had that one bridge problem, I mean, the Milton Madison, that's when they had to. I mean, they were pretty much a model off of them, but they're a lot newer. And they put the. I mean, it's 3 lanes through there. And I mean, they tried to get this bridge to withstand some of that. I mean, when the superstorm happened, I think that's when they wanted to redo it, because Kennedy Bridge was kind of really unstable after that. They had They closed it like several times, leaving cars stranded on the interstate. Then they decided to just start building it because it took them a lot longer to build it because they had to get them all the way down to the bottom. They had to get them like deep into the Earth's crust. So yeah, that's kind of the story why. And we got to do a genius test and common sense. So without further ado, please welcome genius test and common sense. Here we go. Okay, Google, give me a genius test.
Alright, getting genius test.
So glad to have you back at the Genius Test. Let's begin. Your first question. Which one of the 5 choices makes the best comparison? Peaches to HCAET is 46,251 is 2. 15,264. 15,270. Or 15,267. Take a guess. 15,264 or 15,270 or 15,267.
The second one.
Oh no, the answer I was looking for is 15,264. Question 2 is here. What is the face value of 2 in 289,453? Both 2x 100,000. Or 2.
The second one.
No, the answer I wanted was 2. It's a good one. If Paint is coded as 74,128 and Excel is coded as 93,596, then how would you encode Excel? 454,978, 4,355,978, or 455,978. Take a guess. 454,978 or 4,355,978 or 455,978.
The second one.
No, sorry. I wish you had said 455,978. Here's question number 4. Which number should come next in the sequence? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 8, or 13. Just take a guess. 21 or 8 or 13.
Second one.
That was too tough. Sorry, it's 21. Better luck next time. And now let's move on to the last question. Forest is to tree as tree is to tree, plant, or leaf.
The second one.
Wrong this time. It was leaf. The game is over. Allow me to total your score. I get it. You just wanted to hear what I'd say if you got 0 questions right. Well, this is it. Sorry that it isn't super exciting. Want to try again?
The second one.
Have a good one. Hope to see you again soon.
Alright, now we're going to be doing common sense, so without further ado, please welcome common sense. Here we go. Okay, Google, use common sense.
Okay, getting common sense.
Welcome back to Common Sense. Should I explain the rules again?
Yes.
Everything is anonymous except for your weekly score and optional name. Each day, you answer 3 questions. The first time you hear a question, you respond normally and don't receive points. Then, you are asked the same question again, but predict for points how the majority of other players will answer. Would you like an example?
No.
You receive your daily score and new questions at midnight Mountain Standard Time. On Saturday night, winners are decided and weekly scores are reset. See www.talkcommonsense.org for more info. Should I repeat the rules?
No.
You already heard your scores from last week. Would you like to hear your results from last week again?
No.
Scores have arrived from yesterday. Your total score was 21.8 points. You placed 215th of 280 global players. Would you like to hear question stats from yesterday?
Yes.
The first question was, have you suggested a question for common sense? You responded no and predicted no for the top response. No was indeed the first most common of 2 unique responses, as 67.5% of the total responses. The top personal answers were no with 68% and yes with 33%. The average score for this question was 10 points and you scored 11.9. Would you like to hear a breakdown of the next question?
Yes.
The second question was, which type of grape do you prefer? You responded, you're not, and predicted your mom for the top response. Nobody responded with your prediction. There were 77 unique responses. The top personal answers were green with 37% and black with 11%. The average score for this question was 10 points and you scored 0. Would you like to hear a breakdown of the next question?
Yes.
The third question was, are you trying to lose weight? You responded yes and predicted yes for the top response. Yes was actually the second most common of 2 unique responses, as 48.93% of the total responses. The top personal answers were no with 51% and yes with 49%. The average score for this question was 10 points and you scored 9.9. Should I repeat this breakdown of yesterday's questions?
No.
Let's play today's game. Try to keep your answers concise. You can say undo and repeat. Can you sign your name in a sign language?
No.
Awesome. How will most people respond to this question? Can you sign your name in a sign language?
No.
Reply with a whole number. How many miles do you think you've swam in your life?
Your mom.
I'm unable to recognize your numeric response. Please try again. Reply with a whole number. How many miles do you think you've swam in your life?
5,000.
Superb. How will most people respond to this question? Reply with a whole number. How many miles do you think you've swam in your life?
10,000.
Do you enjoy amusement parks?
No.
Stellar. How will most people respond to this question? Do you enjoy amusement parks?
No.
Thanks for playing today. You can open Common Sense again to redo your responses. Otherwise, clear your score and start playing again tomorrow starting in 8 hours. You can support daily operations, expensive infrastructure, and future development by becoming a Common Sense patron. Visit www.patreon.com/talkcommonsense for more info.
Okay, Google, tell me a joke.
One joke coming up. How do bovines do math? With a calculator.
Okay, Google, tell me another one.
Well, my speciality is interesting facts, but let me try to come up with something funny. Wikipedia says that crocodiles can't stick out their tongues. So if you're being taunted at the swamp, it's probably an alligator.
Okay, Google, tell me another one.
How about a historical joke? Why couldn't French King Louis XIV go shopping after he built the Palace of Versailles? Because it drove him baroque.
Hey Google, where do those sound effects come from?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, Google, tell me another one.
I've been working on some material based on facts I've learned online. According to a Washington Post article, Americans eat about 100 acres of pizza every day. Which means that every day, American dogs are eating about 2,600 miles of crust.
Okay, Google, tell me a joke.
Sure, here's a historical joke. Anne Boleyn really fell head over heels for Henry VIII. I hope that joke wasn't what you called too soon.
Okay, Google, tell me another one.
One joke, coming up. Scientists recently discovered a new dinosaur that was very intelligent. It's called a thesaurus.
Okay, Google, tell me Tell me a joke.
Sure, here's one of my favorites. Where does a general keep his armies? In his sleeveys.
Okay, Google. Tell me a joke.
I've been working on some material based on facts I've learned online. Wikipedia says that crocodiles can't stick out their tongues. So if you're being taunted at the swamp, it's probably an alligator.
Okay, Google. You're fired.
Thanks for giving me a chance.
Okay, Google. Tell me another one.
But I don't even have a job.
Okay, Google. Tell me a joke.
How about a historical joke? When Britain decided to build a parking lot, Richard III said, "Over my dead body." Too soon?
Okay, Google. Tell me a joke.
Sure, here's one of my favorites. The best way to carve wood is whittle by whittle.
Okay, Google. Okay, Google, tell me another one.
Sure, here's a historical joke. What is the difference between a tube and a foolish Dutchman? One is a hollow cylinder and the other a silly Hollander.
Okay, Google, you're fired.
Happy to help.
Okay, Google, tell me a joke.
How about a historical joke? A Roman walks into a coffee shop and holds up 2 fingers. He says, 5 please.
is this the only level we get done tonight? Because I'm hoping we get it done, because I don't want to. But we're not moving on until we get this level finished. If it takes us 10 episodes to get finished, it's going to take us 10 episodes. Damn it! Oh my god. This is going to be a lot more frustrating than it is. There we go. First star coin, let's try it. Oh my god! Oh my god. Let's keep going. Let's try to do it. We're not having any luck again. What's going on here? Wait till they get on site. I'm going to try nabbing. I assume I'm going to try next, because if I don't do good with him, I'm going to have to figure out how to play this specific level as Toadette, because who did I do it with the first time around? Was it nabbing or... Ah, goodness! That was my bad. That was my bad. My bad. Goodness! We got pretty far in that level. Yep, we got it. Yeah. There we go. We now have it. We are now done with this finally. How many days did it take us? 4. I think it took us 4. Wait a minute. No. I think we did 2. This is the 3rd day doing that level. But we're not doing, even though we got the marine clouds, we're not gonna do that. So next episode we're gonna be doing 4, 5, 6, 7 in the castle. So we're now going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I can't be more happy than this, because that's finally we got that level completed. Hold on a minute. Quick save it. That means next episode we're going to be streaming it tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, because we're a little bit behind. We have tomorrow, then we're going to start watching. So until we get, I might have to complete this game first before we get to Mario Galaxy 2, and then we're going to do, the schedule will be back. I just had to move some stuff. If I have to stream this game another day, I'll ask what's going to happen. So let me shut this off. Still, make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments. Did you agree with what I was talking about today? Let me know down in the comments what you think. So make sure, and please do not get mad at me. So yeah, this is stuff that that really disturbed me. So yeah. Anyways, so I guess make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Be ready for the stream tomorrow, and as always, guys, there will be more to come shortly. With that being said, thanks again. We've had a very good first month of this channel in 2019. Let's make a good second month. So with that being said, bye-bye, guys. See you later.